House of Pigs by Ronald Ssemyalo. Chapter 1. Purification. At the 11th hour of mission sunset, Honorable Mahogany stood with ultimate warnings to the Speaker of the House that terror was coming. It seemed unheard of given the level of diplomacy in the country where majority of the members were elites. No one could listen to him as the Right Honorable Speaker ordered him to sit down. After all, his issue was not on the order paper. Rumor had it that there was a well-laid, sophisticated program to hijack the august house and assassinate the first daughter, who was then the Minister of Education and Recreation. The Speaker could not listen, for there was no way, and neither was there any sign of security breach. Within a shake of a lambe's tail, there was internet cut off, lights dimmed, as many wondered while moving towards the exits. Now, members began to believe in the words of Honorable Mahogany. In a flash of light, the Speaker slowly flattened his head on the table to snore like swine. Oh! Panic descended to the buttocks of members as they cited the human rights chapters, articles, and sections of the law. Were they of value then? It was too late to save the situation, for an undetected poisonous gas had saturated the entire building in a few seconds. The first daughter coughed thrice as Honorable Mahogany, who had whistle-blown the intel, was strangled to death. It was axiomatic that the premonition coaxed majority of the members to the doors, only to find the locks tighter than ever before. Guess what? Stampede. Around 60 legislators officially visited the Creator. Anarchy was in the building. The noble citizens wailed like frogs in cold nights. So phone networks down, the only thing they could do was to camera the situation where members' torches flashed. A few moments later, the special forces broke in to rescue the top government officials. All were very important people who needed state protection. However, orders were specific: bring the third eye alive. Oh, silence conquered the armed forces. They froze at the sight of Herbert wrapped in the national flag. No one in the house was allowed to leave minus being checked. Could this save anything? It was done deal. Whoever was behind had attained their goal. The house head fell victim. Numerous ministers followed. It was terrible at the august house. Mourning for the deceased took a fortnight, as each honorable had a state funeral organized from their respective constituencies. A month later, bodies of honorables who had attended the sitting of May 16th fell one after another. The virus had damaged their internal organs. None survived. These had already spread the disease to their households, workmates, neighbors, including the rich and poor. The government intervened promptly with measures to curb the epidemic, however, one whose status was so important. The rich were flown abroad for treatment, some of whom healed, while the poor survived on painkillers. As ages passed, the victims of Mission Sunset developed permanent mutations. These grew wide ears, curved noses, white thick hairs on their bodies, pointed lips with protruding teeth. Their voices were quite hoarse and found difficult in speech. They became society misfits, for the normal ones mocked them to be hogs. These, in return, fought for their rights, staged countless strikes wanting representation in the House. Could they be heard? As a way of eliminating them, the government gathered many of the mutant activists and threw them to Cecil Islands, where they could be provided with basic needs. Their territory was gazetted and recognized by the state. These lived as federal state operating as federal-like government. They could sit and pass their bills, matters that concerned their welfare. With the time, they formed their own parliament called the Survivors' House. However, the normal people called them pigs. We meet in chapter 2.